Okay, today we're going to try and make a full mat file in Photoshop. This happens to be a 16 by 20 layout, landscape. And to start out, first thing we need to do is to file, new. We're going to tell it we want this one 16 inches high and 20 inches wide at 300 dots per inch for the file. Hit create, got a new blank screen. We're going to bring some guidelines in so we know where everything is going to be. This one's going to happen to start at 2 inches from each side. I want guidelines, so at 18 and then 2 inches down the top and 2 inches from the bottom. 16 is 14. Then I'm going to bring another guideline in 1 inch in from that just to create a full mat opening. So that's going to be 3 inches down from the top. 3 inches from the right side puts us at 17, and 3 inches from the bottom puts us at 13. Okay, we got all of our guidelines in showing. Now we're going to take our box tool over in the menu, click on the box, and we're going to, actually before I even do that, I'm going to hit Control J and duplicate my layers. Now I have a duplicate layer up here with all my guidelines, and I'm going to turn the bottom one off. With this, actually go up to the top up here, take the marquee tool, and we're going to cut the center out of that box. Zoom in. We're pretty darn close there. Actually, I'm going to get even closer. Which is going to leave me with roughly a 10 by 14 opening. So I'll hit delete, cut the top, bottom out. Now you see that we have an opening there. Control D turns off the marching ants. Now we're going to grab the box tool and we're going to start in the upper left hand corner and marquee down to the lower right hand corner, creating a box roughly 12 inches by 16 inches. And you can go up to the top, choose the pixel size you want. If you want a bigger pixels or smaller pixels or a line size, let's see here, we'll go up to, let's see here if we can get it to, there's 10 pixels. Gives us a pretty good sized line. Okay, now we got that chose. I'm going to go up to the top toolbox and choose my direct selection or my arrow tool and choose the background mat here, which should be our layer that we're working on, layer 1. Sometimes if you're not on the right layer, things don't happen, so you always got to take a look. We have a layer for our rectangle now, but on this layer 1, I'm going to select it, then I'm going to go up to layer, layer style, choose a stroke, and you see the stroke popped in on the inside there because I wanted it on the inside. You can take a look if you want it on the inside, which also gives us one on the inside of the box, or on the center, which gives us one of the center lines. But I want it on the outside of that thing there. And we've got 18 pixels. That's going to basically border our photograph. I'll hit OK. Now you're going to have to open all your other files and keep them in a box, and this happens to be one of Claudine's. I'm going to go into there, going to click on it with my marquee tool, hit Control A so I get all of the picture encased, and copy it, Control C, move back here, click on that and hit Control V, which drops that picture in there. With my text tool, Control T transforms the size. I'm going to drag it up. As you can see, it's going over the outsides of the box and the marquee. That's because we need to be below our layer 1 for our marquee. So I have to hit enter, apply that setting, and then drag the box down, and it falls behind the marquee. So now we have a full mat. Control T again, and it would allow me to enlarge and reduce that in the background, whatever I want. I obviously don't want white showing in the back, so I move it down until I can see that it's inside my black lines, get as much of it in as possible. Hit enter, and at that point you have your photo marqueed. Now we would hit File, Save As, and save that as a JPEG, and we're going to call it Evansville 1, and it's a JPEG, and hit save into the file and hit OK. We just created a JPEG, but we still have our Photoshop document out here, and you can take another photo and bring it in there. Let's see here. Turn off that one. It's in there somewhere. But you can drag another photo in and do the same thing for photo after photo after photo, making sure you do a file save as into your file where you're going to store it till you have all your files. And that should conclude this.